Welcome back, YouTubers. So I figured out now finally the spindle speed and the feed rate for hardwood and the different tools, and now we are going to see in action all those tools. Also, I'm going to provide time codes in the video so you can jump around. You might learn something new. So let's get into it. So we are gonna start from we're gonna do this simulation to show you exactly what's happening here, and I'm putting really close so you could see the different tools. So it's creating the mill face first and doing the tap. As you can see now, the drill looks different, and it's creating a profile. And also the packet I did with a tool called Ball Nose. So that's what the Ball Nose tool looks like. And the idea behind it is to get exposure to all these tools and see the effects and how it's creating this part. So as you can see in the simulation, it's done. And so now let me click OK here, and so once this is generated, once the simulation is generated, it always creates a CutMaterial file. Just make sure you delete it, because every time you do a simulation, it will create another one and another one, and then it becomes like very distorted when you're doing the simulation. So select that and delete, then you start from scratch. So now we have this job, and to create a job you hit this button and you select your object, and then you end up with this job over here. And then when you will present it with a window like this when you hit job, and this is it. That's another way of getting into it. So now here I have you have general output. My processor is GRBL, that's the one I'm using. Yours might be different. The output file, you give it a name and location where you're gonna store, and I believe for this one I call file 3. So let me change that. Put and go file 3. So I'll replace it, that's fine. Tools. Okay, tools. This is all my tools here. Let me make it bigger here so you could see. And this is all the tools I'm using in my job, and you could see the Spindle Speed for the tap, for the drill, for the ball nose, and the end mill. You have all the speeds and the feed rates. So how do you add tools? So I created this tool, I call it NC library. Then you click here. So I have all these tools created, and I'm gonna add more later. So but this is what I have so far. So I'm doing the 6 mil, and what I did was I call it hardwood because the feed rate for softwood is different, and the spindle speed is also different. So to make it different, so I call it 6 mil hardwood. So I know I'm using hardwood and the Ball Nose hardwood. So, and here you have the dipping attributes and the chip load, number of flutes, and for this one I put attributes, it's 2, the chip load is 0.025. I got those numbers. I look online, and actually I got a version from I think it's called Gcode. So in there on the tools they have the different values, and I moved it, I wrote it in a notebook and I brought it into here, and that's how I got the values. But in reality you could get, if you're doing aluminum or steel, those you have to really take in consideration looking at the charts and using the formulas to calculate your spindle speed and your feed rate. And so here you click create tool, and then you select the one that you want. For example, Ball Nose, and then you go through the Ball Nose. Ball Nose 3 millimeters. Ball Nose, but then I'm gonna do Softwood. Okay, and you save it. So that gives you that one, and then you click here, attributes, and I go Ball Nose 3 millimeters softwood. The chip load is 0.324. Number of flutes 2. Okay, and then save it. Yes, close that up, and then hit that one, add to the job, and then you should see that under tools here. See? So Ball Nose Softwood. So double click to enter the spindle speed for that one is 1100, and my rate is 17,000, 17,000 here. And create that. And then, okay. And then it's ready to be used. So close that up now. And now I believe for the pocket, let's double click the pocket. I believe I have the tool 6 mil Ball Nose Hardwood. So you could see that there. Now let me pick the 3 Ball Nose Softwood. It's just an example, okay? In reality, if I'm working with hardwood, I should do hardwood. They apply. Okay, so let's say I made a mistake. Okay. So I don't need that one. Delete. Yes, it deletes from the job, but doesn't delete from your library. So you can look over here, it's still there, see? So okay, so again, let's do it again. Create toolbit. Okay. Ball nose here. Open. Give it a name. And now this time I'm gonna do hardwood. Hardwood. Save. And then under here we want the, okay, so now here we have the 3mm ball nose hardwood attributes. This is 2, and here for hardwood, ball nose hardwood, the cheap load is 0 to 11. Okay. Okay. Okay, click that, add to job. Now it's gonna be here. Double click. And the window for this one, window is 19,000. So for softwood was 17,000. And it's 800. To 40 millimeters per second. Okay. Okay, so now you can go save. Now let's go to our pocket. So in our pocket, we're gonna use the Ball Nose 3mm hardwood. Okay. And zigzag offset. And everything looks okay. Make sure your geometry is here. If you don't have it, it's empty, you can add it at this point. Okay, my mouse is using the blender. You might have cat, rabbit, or whichever you feel comfortable. I use blender. I have my faces here selected. See that one, 13, 14, 15. So I can go like that. All of that are selected. It's in green. And so we're ready to go. Okay. And so that's how you add the tools to your library and use it in your job, your pad job, and change it. So now at this point we can run it and see. Okay, so the first operation is going to be mill face, then it's going to do tap, then drilling, profiling, the outer edges, and then pocket. So that's exactly what it's going to do. So it's doing the first one, fill mill face, right? Then the tool, you see how it changes? The drill, it changes. It's so fast. Look at that. And now the pocket. I'm gonna let it finish, and then I'm gonna tilt it so you could see the tool. The tool, it's the ball nose. It is the tip. You'll see it's. I could use an end mill, but the point was here. See in the bottom tool right here. See that? Oh, that's a little bit different from the drill. Okay. So now let's say you want to change. Now let's delete this one again. You want to change the operations. So you go stock. You go on the work plan, and now let's say I want to do the drill and then the tapping. So you select and then move it up. Say OK. Save it. And play it. Now the tool. Different for drill and different for tap. See that? You probably see the difference between the tools, right? I'm trying to do as best as I can so you could see exactly what's happening. And that's the results of the operations. So now you're happy with what you have. Now you can select your job, then you hit the post process, and that will give you your G-code, and it's asking you what name you want to do. So you can create different versions. It's V2 and hit save, and then you end up with this window. Now here you should see the other operations, right? So here it's your tool is a 6mm end mill hardwood, right? Here's your speed, right? All those numbers you gotta put before the job. If you don't put a feed rate, it's not gonna have a number here. So you gotta put all those numbers. Then what do we say? We're gonna do the drill, right? So it's using a 20mm to do a 1032 tap, right? So it's tool T7 and the speed right here, 15,000 for that. Then it's gonna go into the tab 1032 and the speed is 500 and the feed rate different, see? And then I'm gonna do the ml speed 19,000 and then the feed rate is 19,000. Then gonna do the pocket using the 3mm Ball Nose Hardwood. That's the one we just created. And the speed, the speed is 19,000. And 50 rate. The rate's right there. And that's the end of the code. Say OK. So if you're missing the feed rate or anything like that, again, you gotta go to your job and under tools, check every tool that you're using for your job. Make sure it has Spindle speed, your vertical feed rate, the horizontal feed rate. Some other programs they call it plunge rate. Here got 320, 60, 9,000. So check one by one. So they say 320, 960. Okay. So the tab, you see it's much slower, 500, 1525, okay. And the drilling is vertical, 400 feet rate, and then spindle it's 15,000. So everything has feet For the tools, hit here Tool Selector. Check the ones that you use and make sure the information is there, and the attributes. Make sure you got the flutes, cheat load. Okay, and expand that. Hardwood attributes. Put all the information. The more information, the better, right? Mail attributes. Okay. Really, there's one that I didn't have anything. One mail, probably this one. Okay, one mail. Do I have a one mail? I don't have a one mail. Okay, so I'm not using a one mail, so you can delete it. You don't need it. Select the one you don't need and say remove. It goes away. I don't need the one mail, so I delete it. Just keep what you need and what you use. Give it very descriptive name so that when you use it, you know if you're working hardwood or MDF or acrylic, softwood, hardwood, or if you're using stainless steel, or if you're using aluminum, give it a scripted name. And for that, just let me share with you tapping formulas, all this stuff. Make sure you use, calculate your. I was looking at 1032, what kind of drill I need. It was a 21. Okay, so now, so you see I had these different tables I was using to. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching.